Assalamualaikum, dear students. Welcome to the Department of English Government Postgraduate College Attak. This is BSc fourth year class, and in this class, we have been discussing the textbook, a selection of margin prose. We are we are studying the text of chapter 1, The Damned Human Race, written by Mark Twain. The next sentence in our discussion is: before particularizing any of the experiments, I wish to state one or two things which seem to more properly belong in this place than further along. Now, before we come to the meaning of this sentence, let us look at the meaning of some words. Particularizing mean here it it means to mention individually. Particular is a thing which is individual, which is not general. It is opposite to general. State used in the sense of say. Further along mean ahead, at a distance, or further in our discussion. Before particularizing any of the experiments means that before I individually mention the experiments that I conducted, I wish to state one or two things. I wish to say one or two things which seem to more properly belong in this place. Seem mean appear, and the writer says that I think that these things they should be mentioned here, they should be stated here, because he thinks that those things they properly belong in this place. That is, they should be mentioned here, they should be stated here, they should be described here, not in the further along in the discussion. That is, not at a later time in our discussion. We want to or we should discuss those things here. It would be more appropriate. This is in the interest of clearness, and here he tells us the reason that why does he think that those things should be mentioned here. These things should be mentioned here only because he wants to clarify things, he wants to make things clear, transparent, so that there should be no confusion. The masked experiments established to my satisfaction certain generalizations, to wit. Masked experiments mean masked, gathered at one place, collected at one place, generalized, which can be applicable to all. That is, a generalization is that kind of phenomenon or that kind of concept which is not only applicable to one example, but it is applicable to all things in question. To wit here means for understanding. Now he says that my experiments, my masked experiments, the masked experiments mean my collected experiments, the experiments that I performed for this specific purpose. They established mean proved. Established here it is used in the sense of prove, to my satisfaction, for the satisfaction of my mind. That is, after the conclusion of those experiments, I was totally satisfied with their result, and I established, and my experiments, they established certain generalizations. As I told you, it means that uh, those mean there are certain things which can be generalized, which can be applicable to all examples, They are not just true in one case or in case of one experiment, but they are true for all cases, all such cases. It also brings to mind the methodology of scientific method, that what is the philosophy of the scientific method, that scientific method basically what does it do, that scientists perform experiments in um, in individual cases, and later on when they think that their results are consistent, they say that this case, it is applicable to all such cases. For example, take a simple example, that if scientists perform these experiments that water boils at 100 centigrade, they might have performed these experiments a few times, and when in all cases the result was the same, that is, the water started to boil at 100 centigrade, then they generalized it, that they simply stated that water always boils at 100 centigrade. This is what we call generalization. So what is to wit mean for our understanding, and what is that which what are those generalizations? He would mention those generalizations in the next point. The first generalization is that the human race is one of the distinct species. It exhibits slight variations in color, stature, mental caliber, and so on, due to climate, environment, and so forth. But it is a species by itself and not to be confounded with any other. Distinct means separate, having its own identity, not to be mixed with something else. Exhibits means shows, slight, a little, variation, change or difference. So forth mean also used in the sense of so on. Confounded mean mixed up or confused. Now the writer says that the human race is one of the distinct species. Distinct mean that it is separate, it has its own identity. We cannot say that human beings, they are a species like cows, for example, or for like horses. Horses, they are a different species, and human beings are a different species, a different kind of organism. Species being a kind of organism. It exhibits, it shows slight variations. Slight variations mean very little differences, changes in color, of the skin. For example, people living in different parts of the world have different skin color. People living in Europe, they have lighter skin, whiter skin. Here in subcontinent or in Asia, people usually have brownish skin color. In Africa, we see that their skin color is darker. So there is a difference in color, skin color. Stature mean height. Also, people belonging to different parts of the world, they have different height. Mental caliber. Caliber is basically capacity or ability, and mental ability means that different people, they have different mental abilities. All people are not of the same mental caliber, and so on. And it goes it goes on and on. Due to climate, and the writer says that these differences, they are because of the climate. Climate means the overall weather conditions of a region. Environment, the environment of that region, and so forth. And there are many other reasons for that too. But it is a species by itself. But human beings are a species by itself. Even there are you can say that there are differences in our colors, in our stature, in our mental caliber, but still we are one species. A human being is a human being wherever he lives, and not to be confounded with any other. And we should not mix or confuse this species with anybody, with any other species. We cannot say that this person he has some qualities which are common with horses, for example, that would be nonsense, that would be totally, you can say, illogical thing to say. So what is the point here? That human beings are, even though we have different variations, different differences in different things, but overall we are one particular species. Second, that the quadrupeds are a distinct family also. This family exhibits variations in color, size, food, preferences, and so on, but it is a family by itself. Now, what are quadrupeds? Quadrupeds are animals with 4 feet, mean like cows and horses and dogs and all of them, all of those animals who have 4 legs. Preferences mean when one likes one thing more than another. For example, if you have two choices, and if you, out of those two choices, you prefer one choice more than the other choice, then you will, we can say that you prefer this thing over other. For example, if there are A and B, and you always like to choose A, then we say that you prefer A. So the writer says that the quadrupeds are a distinct family also, mean this also applies to that human beings are not the only distinct species, only you can say separate species in this on this earth, but actually the other species also are distinct. For example, quadrupeds, the animals with 4 feet, they also are a distinct family. This family exhibit variations, and they also exhibit variations, mean they are even among one species. For example, in case of horses, we see that they have different color, they have different sizes, they have you can say have different races or breeds even. And food preferences mean that they have one kind of animals, they would like to eat one kind of food, while other kind of four-legged animals, they would like to eat another kind of food, and so on. But it is a family by itself, but still they are one particular family, they have their own identity. The third generalization is that the other families, the birds, the fishes, the insects, the reptiles, etc., are more or less distinct also. Now he says that the other families, for example, the birds or the fishes here it is usually we do not use fish in the sense of plural. We do not add s with it, but here we have here he has used fishes to represent all the species of fish, that is all kinds of fish. I mean, as you know that fish, they come in many classes, or many they have different kind of varieties or different kinds of breeds, and therefore he has used it in plural. If we look at the birds, the fish, the insects, the reptiles, all of them, they are also a distinct species in if we look at them, that they are separate from the other species, and they are in the procession. Procession, we usually, it is a word which is used in the sense of a moving crowd. For example, a moving political crowd, this is what we call a procession. But here it is used in the sense that they also belong to this general class of uh, you can say animals or different or living beings that live on earth. They they are links in the chain which stretches down from the higher animals to man at the bottom, and all of these they, according to the writer, all of these, they are linked in a chain. Just like in a chain, it has different parts, and those parts are linked with one another, you cannot separate them. Similarly, all these animals, they are linked in a chain, but uh, Darwin said that man is at the top, but the writer says that no, man is not at the top, but these animals are at the top and man is at the bottom. You can stretch mean to reach out, you can say spread over something. So he says that what the writer wants to say is that all we cannot say that human beings are just the distinct species. They have a separate identity. If we look at the animal kingdom, all of them have a separate identity. All of them show variations. All these animals, they have different colors, they have different statures or heights, a different kind of food preferences, different kinds of races or breeds. Therefore, we cannot claim that we are the only creature on this planet that has a different kind of or distinct kind of or separate kind of identity, or our characteristics are only better. But all the other animals, whether they are insect or fish or quadrupeds or birds, all of them, they have different kinds of identity. Their identity cannot be mixed with something else. So this was the point that these are the 3 points that he wanted to establish before telling you about his experiments. That is all for today. We will continue our discussion in our next lecture.